What's up, everybody? Welcome one more time for Walker Talk. And today we have a special guest, and I want himself to introduce for you guys to know who is this guy. Who are you, my friend?
Me, I'm Karl Williams, formerly UFC fighter, currently PFL fighter, heavyweight. So, yeah,
Sounds
Virgin
good.
Island native.
So we're gonna talk about your life a little bit today and introduce you to the public.
Alrighty.
Let's see what you have interesting here. So,
Oi, como vai?
tudo bom?
Tudo bem.
A little bit Portuguese.
Yeah, a little bit.
And in Caribbean Island, they have their own language there.
We don't have our own language. We have an accent. So we speak with a different,
But it's English.
yeah, it's still English. Like Jamaicans, they say they have patois and stuff like that. Haiti, they have like, they speak like a French or certain things. So Haiti has a different language, but most of the other Caribbean islands is like English speaking with an accent on certain things. Yeah. Unless you get like the Dutch islands or something, they might speak a little different stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's start about origin, story, and mindset. So where did Carl grow up, and how did get into fighting?
I grew up in St. Thomas first. So I grew up, born, raised in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. Then I moved to America in 6th grade, still trying to figure out the age, 12, 13, around that. When I came to America, I know you grew up Brazil.
Yeah.
So, back home,
I left Brazil when I was 23, 24.
oh, so older, yeah.
Old, yeah.
So, but growing up, you can like fight in the school, you fight in the streets.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about nobody killing you, nothing. You just, somebody do something, you fight, then you go home,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So when I came to America, I was getting into a lot of fights and stuff like that because I spoke with a stronger accent and they couldn't understand me. So what do they normally do? Make fun of it or something like that. Kids in general. So my wrestling coach, Coach Foot, he came to the class. He was like, hey, I guess he found out I kept getting in trouble or something, but he came to the class. He said, you want to wrestle? Don't know what
You
wrestling
start
is.
wrestling.
Yeah, but I thought it was WWE wrestling. So I thought table, because in St. Thomas, I watched WWE.
Table and chairs and
Yeah.
broken
So I'm like, they do this in school because America was like, like for you probably, like America is a TV show. When you come here, you're like, okay, it's going to be like what you see on
Like a
Disney.
movie.
Yeah. Like, okay, the kids walk around like this, or like even wearing we wear uniforms. It's like every day you're wearing the same uniform, colors and stuff like that for your thing. Then you come up to America, you seen them with different color clothes and they dressed up and stuff like that.
no
It's like, okay.
uniforms and dress whatever.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that when I come up here. So, but for the different, I'm
And
thinking,
how old are you when you start wrestling?
I'm wrestling in 6th grade, so like 12 or 13.
Really?
Yeah.
Young.
So I couldn't wrestle the first year, but I think to keep me out of trouble, the coach let me like train. So then 7th grade is when I actually started wrestling, and 8th grade, and then yeah.
And that surprised you a little bit because you thought it's gonna be a little bit like a movie or something different.
I thought I'm gonna be able to hit somebody with a chair. I literally thought I was gonna be able to like, boom, Stone Cold Stunner, because it like we used to wrestle in St. Thomas at my house. Everybody would come down. We had everybody on the hill. We used to on like the mountain sides, kind of like how you guys stay like playing. So everybody on our hill would come to my house. We'll watch wrestling. We'll play the wrestling on Nintendo 64. Like everybody's playing, and then after a while, my mom won't be home. So
They start broke chairs and
so we're in the window, like we had big, like my mother's room had a window like this. We're in the window, jumping, Stone Cold Stunner, all kind of stuff, having a good time. So it's like, okay, cool. So I'm thinking we're gonna do that, but in school. And then it's like, it's you in a singlet, it's formal, but I loved it once I started doing it, but that is not what I thought it was.
Yeah. So it's young, like you said, 14?
12, 13.
12, 13.
Because, yeah.
It's really good here in America that they have such a opportunity and investment for children to get into some sport.
Yeah.
Like in Brazil, don't have much, the influence of the government that invests on the sport. Like there's a lot of people with a lot of potential, then they never know what they can be because they don't have opportunity,
Exactly.
Yeah, but America is good for this because you have so much sport, basket, and NFL, and fighting.
And you have
everything.
it in the school that's free.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Now the AAU programs are kind of kicking off where it's like private, like kind of like jiu-jitsu. Everything is like private, but at least for me, because if we had to pay like now how they do a lot of the stuff now, you still have the schools, but all that money you have to pay for travel baseball or travel football, it wouldn't be, I wouldn't be able to do it. But same thing like for me in St. Thomas doesn't invest back into the sports. Like I ran for the Olympic team for the country and they barely funded us to like travel to make it to the Olympics. Like there's certain things that we could have used to qualify for the Olympics, but they didn't send us.
Need some investment, need some take time, money, and like people to look it up to, because so much people with good opportunity, good talent, they don't have opportunity, to be there. Like it.
Because I know at least 5 people I grew up with that could probably do MMA right now, or if not more, like that can literally. Because I mean, you walk around barefooted, you fighting in this, like all you need is a coach. Like I got a coach that can like direct. Especially a lot of the island people, you don't have much of a lot of them. Like for the boys, especially, you angry at something, because you ain't got
the energy,
something.
You need somebody to control their anger and direct the anger to somewhere to produce something,
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but they won't, like you said, for your country, Brazil, and same thing with ours, they won't put the money into it. Even we have an athlete, Alicia Boston, one of the top WNBA basketball players. They didn't do anything to help her. Now, mind you, she was in the Junior Olympics and doing all this other stuff she was doing. And they barely did anything for her until she made it to the WNBA. Now, America's and everybody, like kind of like for you, like you coming up through the amateur rankings, they don't do nothing. Now you're Johnny Walker in the UFC. Oh man, Johnny's from Brazil.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's too late now. I'm making the money that I needed to help with now. I can pay for my own chiropractor. I can pay for my own stuff now.
Yeah.
So that's the saddest thing, because we lose so much great talent just because of no funding.
That's it.
They have the money, but they don't put the money where it's supposed to be.
They always have the money. Listen, what mindset keep you consistent in such a tough division, heavyweight, bro? Like,
just being a competitor, just wanting to compete. Because the win, the losses, they're gonna come, they're gonna go. Especially now, nobody's like really knocking anybody out like that. You know what I mean? So you could have a good fight, outscore the person, still lose by the split decision or different things. But what keeps me going is I do love the sport. I love competing, and
you need to have this on you.
Yeah, and then in the day I get
it's a tough sport. Not about tough division, but it's a tough sport in general.
So you have to have something. If you chase the wins and losses, when you lose, then you get depressed. But if you're chasing, okay, I wanted to go out there and do my best.
Yeah.
Hopefully that gives you the win. But if it doesn't, you're not super down on yourself. Whereas like now, guess what? Because a lot of guys, I think it was like, was it Joe Pfeiffer or somebody? He lost, and then he didn't go training for like a month or something like that. I heard it. Joe, don't get mad. That's what I heard. Somebody, I think on a podcast, you might have said to somebody, you gotta make disclaimers now. Yeah. So that's something like I heard. But if the win is the biggest thing you're chasing or the biggest thing you get out of it, when you don't win, it's a tough sport.
Yeah.
Now you miss the gym for like 2 months because now you go into that depression, and then you never have like NFL. You lose today, you play next week. Yeah. You kind of don't have time to kind of.
MMA is a different sport.
Yeah, MMA, you could sit out, because you lost, you might sit out 8 months now.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, where's my money? Then you lose half of your money. So if you had to pay bills and you like, okay, and you put a great camp together, and you might get, and that's why I don't like with knockouts, because it's so, some knockouts are skill, but a lot of knockouts is like, you see them and the guy eyes is like this and he just throws, and then you end up just getting clipped. Like by accident, but the person's eyes was closed. Like you look at the replay and the head is down and the thing, and now you got clipped, and now it's like, oh, it looks good, but
in reality,
it wasn't no real skill involved. Now, if you piece somebody up, like Max Holloway, no, is it Holloway? Yeah, Max.
Max Holloway, yeah.
Yeah, if you-
Conor McGregor sometimes.
Like if you piece somebody up like that, then yeah. But if you like this and just swinging for the fences, that's not really skill.
Yeah.
You know, I don't consider it skill. I mean, up for debate, but yeah. So
what are the difference you think between PFL and UFC, like culture, like peace, pressure, support for the fans, even from the company?
the day-to-day people, as far as the people that we deal with, I think both of them have like good-hearted, just people that care about the athletes. So yeah, they want you to come out there and perform, but the day-to-day people that we see in both that I've seen in both organizations, like from even the cameraman. I remember when I first went to the PFL Challenger Series before the UFC, like the cameraman was still there and he remembered me and we talked about stuff that we talked about back then. Like, and he really, even though I didn't get the contract with them, he still was like, man, happy to see you back and different stuff. So that's the biggest thing. Culture wise, as far as the company goes, like PFL looks like they're trying to push all the fighters. They're not like hand selecting few guys to kind of push to the top. So you have even like the tournament, you have an opportunity to make it to the top level or get that belt, get that big payday. Pay wise, from what I'm seeing, seems very similar just with the PFL. If you have a 3-fight win streak and you're in the tournament, you win $500,000. I went on a 3-fight win streak with the UFC. I ain't get nowhere close to that. So, so it's like the opportunity that you get with the PFL, especially if you get into a tournament.
I think they build different, right? Because UFC seems like to need to build a star, to conquer the public with their star, like for their country and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So, and then for me, they wouldn't let me use my country. It's a small place, but they wouldn't let me use like my flag or do certain like stuff. Like you say, everybody come out with their flags. I requested, they wouldn't let me do it. Like even when I went to, I was an alternate for the tournament this year, and they were trying, like, as soon as they saw that I was on the card, they were trying to get my flag. Like, okay, how do we get his flag? And then they couldn't get it in time because Amazon shipping, it was trying to get it shipped right like quick.
Yeah.
And then by the time it would reach, it would be too late to do the like promotional stuff. So that's like stuff like that is the biggest as far as the company goes. Like they're trying to push you, let it become, let the star build themselves organically compared to what I've seen in the UFC. Like I fought on I think Bo Nickel's first fight. Then he was in the UFC. And then I'm seeing they're bringing guys that's not in the UFC for him to fight. You know what I mean? Compared to like, for myself, I got into the UFC. I had a Contender Series guy in Lucas. Then after that, I volunteered to fight Chase Sherman because his original opponent, somebody I trained with, got injured. So then I was like, hey, I'll do this for you. Like, I'll jump in. Now I could have waited and say, okay, well, Chase Sherman is a veteran with a lot more fights than I have and all this stuff. But I was like, no, you know what? I'll do it. This is my teammates. And so that you guys have to look around. And I still get paid. So it's regardless. But I was like, let me jump in and do this. Didn't get rewarded for it as far as like, and that could be on different stuff. Maybe management, maybe, I don't know. Like they might have been like, nah, since you asked for it, we're not going to do it. I don't know the ins and outs of how they go as far as like getting compensated for filling in. Like everybody else I know that says they do that stuff, it's like, okay, well, you're doing us a favor, we'll do you a favor, and maybe like renew your contract or get more pay or something. Paid. So did the Chase Sherman fight, which is a veteran. Then after that, I was supposed to have Tafa, Junior Tafa, the younger brother, heavyweight.
My brother fought him.
So I was, see, the younger brother, right?
Yeah.
So I was supposed to fight him, and I was like, okay, we got ready for the camp, did everything, and then last minute he switched for the brother, which I understand. Nothing against them. He did the opponent switch for the Anaheim card.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I told myself, I was like, he's not gonna fight me, especially after the fight, getting the leg kicks. I'm like, I know I've been leg kicked before. It takes a while. It takes like 2 weeks for the calf to kind of come down. And even then, it's still sore. So you're not gonna fight me in like what it was like 6 to 8 weeks time, you're not coming to fight me at this time. So I already knew it was coming, but it was like, no, he's still gonna be good. He's still gonna be good. I mean, maybe like 3 weeks out, they switched to the brother, more experienced, more dangerous, and he's a southpaw. So not even the dangerous, because everybody in
Changed
heavyweight,
so many stuff.
it's everything just changed. And I was like, okay, well, can we get a new contract? Well, no. And then coach said, okay, can we get a different opponent? Now you have all these other heavyweights that are from contender series. Why not give me another contender series guy? This is only my third UFC walk at this point. I just fought Chase Sherman, and then after Chase Sherman, I was having like neck issues, so I had to go have surgery.
Do you have a surgery?
Yeah, so I had the surgery on my neck, Dr. Barber Orthopedics. So had my but I was having issues like the stingers down the arm. I was having those before the fight, but I was like, I'll take the fight and just, you know, be whatever. And that's why if you look at every time that I'm injured, you realize I don't wrestle.
Yeah.
So I couldn't wrestle. I just stayed up and strike with him because if I shot on him, I'll get like stingers. My hands will go dead. So after the fight, I had the surgery. The tougher fight was like, so I'm like, okay, that's the fight before. Let's get, and Coach Danny was like, hey, give us like somebody else a contender. There's like this fight or nothing. And it's like last minute, and you give me Taffa. Like you either want me
not much negotiation.
Not much negotiation at all.
Yeah.
Then after that, they give me Jonathan Diniz, fellow Brazilian brother. And he tricked me. Jonathan tricked me. If you ever see this, Jonathan tricked me. The whole time he was walking around the PI, right? I was like, oi, como vai? He's like, oh, tudo bem. Oh, you stay. I was like, you know, just a little bit. Just, I like to be formal or like thing.
Yeah.
So he did not speak no English at all. Every time was just Portuguese.
But he speaks English.
He speak good English. After the fight, we sat in the hotel, we was talking. I said, man, I thought you couldn't speak English. He talked perfect English. Good thing I talk, like some people, they try to be slick. They think you can't speak the language. They talk shit about you. Luckily, I don't do that because he would have known everything I said.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was funny.
Coming from the Virgin Islands, what was like the path? Like, what was that path like?
My grandmother moved first, and my family been bouncing back and forth between like my mother and my uncles and aunts. They came to America, they like school, and then they'll go back to St. Thomas. And then
so your grandparents come first.
Yeah, my grandfather moved from Trinidad first, so he was the first one to come to America. And
your both grandparents was from the Virgin Islands?
Trinidad and Tobago. So my grandfather, he went from Trinidad and Tobago. He used to do the big machinery, the caterpillars and stuff for construction. So he used to do work those. So I guess they had to work whatever. So they brought him from Trinidad to St. Thomas to help expand the, they call it the waterfront. And they try to expand it and make the island a little bit bigger. So he went there to do that. And then, they give you like the visa. You come here, you work, we'll give you visa. So my grandmother got the visa. And then
back in the day, it was so much easier.
Yeah, so much easier. That's why people like now immigration is a big thing. But I'm like, if you go back a couple generations, your family literally was in this same boat for a reason. And most of my family is still in Trinidad, but it's like you don't act brand new like your kid now. He's that's like him being like 4 or 5 or 2-3 generations down the road. They're like, oh, we need to kick these people out. It's like You remember your grandfather is Brazilian, your mom's from over here, right? Don't act like you something special. So I understand you don't want like certain people coming in, but I also understand there's good people that are trying to come in and make a living and different stuff. And they're doing jobs, not to get political, but they're doing jobs that most people don't want to do. Americans don't want to do certain jobs. So that's a whole different thing. But so from there we went to St. Thomas, but then my aunts and uncles, they all went to school in St. Thomas, but then they came to like Job Corps. Back in the day, they had Job Corps, teach you skills. They'll go to Job Corps.
And it was back and forth. They come there, come here.
Yeah. So they went to New York, did Job Corps there, and then my aunt, I think, went to Texas at one point for Job Corps, because they'll give you skill-based stuff. So my uncle, he went for construction. I forgot what my aunts went for, and they'll go back. So eventually, when I was in school, my uncle told my grandmother to move back to America.
You school where?
in St. Thomas when I was in school, elementary. So my grandmother moved, and I wanted to go live with my grandmother. So then I was like, "Can I go?" Yeah, wanted to go live with her. So I was like, "Can I come live with?" I asked for a whole year.
That was your first fight. The first time you come to America.
Yeah. Other than a baby, like we was here, but a baby, I can't remember none of that.
No, but
so first time coming to America, I was like, man, that 18 wheelers, like the big trucks.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, that was amazing.
It's a different world, right?
Yeah, whole
so much
different
big
world.
Buildings and everything.
Yep. Go downtown because we came to Atlanta. Going to Atlanta, oh man, you're like
the concrete world.
Yeah, it's
so much shit.
Because where you from? Is it more is it like
yeah,
the city
very
area?
country. Where I'm from, very country. No very big buildings. No. I grew up in a Florestal Reserve, like Florestal Reserve.
Yeah.
There's just like tigers and stuff like that, or monkeys. No, there's no fucking internet there even. You know. So not much big building, nothing. You didn't see the world. It was inside the fucking jungle.
Dang. So you grew up with animals. Yeah. Do you know did you feed them?
No, but we never did. My mom never let me go to inside the jungle much. We just stay on the civilization, you know, like ride a little horse and stuff like that. But no inside the jungle. They scared that like fucking monkey kill me or tiger eat me or whatever, you know.
Even when you got older, you didn't go?
No.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh
no,
man.
we go explore a little bit, but not very deep inside.
Yeah.
Cause
you go like a little bit, like I come back.
No, not very deep, no.
Dang. Did anybody have a pet monkey?
Bro. It's very dangerous.
Did anybody you know had a pet monkey?
Pig?
Pet monkey.
What you mean?
Like a monkey as a pet.
There?
Yeah.
No, they're so all wild.
Man,
nobody have.
I want a pet monkey. I want a pet monkey.
Everybody wants it, right?
Yeah.
But the monkey that we have like little ones here, but the one that is dangerous for is like fucking kind of gorillas, you know?
Yeah,
fucking big, bro.
Yeah.
It's big.
See.
So what's the typical week look like for you?
A cheat week?
Typical week, like
typical
training,
week,
like what you do like every day training.
You caught me on the back end, but typical week, you know, Monday we got wrestling, Tuesday sparring, and then after sparring go, you know, probably hit pads with Coach Danny, bring my son to the 5 o'clock practice, and then just most of the time is 10. 10, I have the daughter that's 5, but most of the week, other than the little bit of training that I do, and I'm trying to amp it up, do a little more.
Yeah.
Because especially leaving the PI, like kind of go back to the first question, when you leave the UFC, you have the PI, and that's a big difference, you know, between organizations. But, you know, normally you go to the PI, you get your strength, you get your treatment, you got all this stuff. So now trying to figure out a week, now that's still been like trying to click over to like, now you're really back to a different set. But typical week is just being a dad and then getting beat up by you guys.
I know, every day, right? How do you get mentally strong through the training camp?
Like I said, just having...
Just focus on the family, right? And
yeah, just a family, and just, it's like, even when I just lost by decision, everybody's like, you won, and I just lost, and I'm like...
You're gonna talk about that. I think it was a little bit weird, the decision.
Yeah, but like, even for like I said, the biggest thing is like, I'm here for my family, and for the most part, and I'm here for the competition. Everything else is like, but I do want I want to compete. And the biggest part of competing, when I say it is like, and I'll be like, if I lose this, whatever, but the point of competing is to be the best. So that's, for me, when I say that, that kind of already you as a competitor, you should already know, if I'm competing, I'm not competing to be last. I'm competing to be first.
Compete to win, yeah.
But in the process of getting there, I understand that you're gonna have bumps, ups and downs with it, and then I'm gonna keep moving forward. And I've
if you don't have the mindset, you cannot keep on this game.
No,
it's tough.
Yeah, cause I've seen people, like, I know for you probably, you came into MMA like green or like fresh, like young, and you had people who was in there like good, and they're probably beating you up at practice and, you know, doing all kind of stuff, and then you look back and you're like, wait, you were trying to be in the UFC, you was trying to be this, and you were beating me up, but now you're not doing nothing. You still at the gym,
yeah,
but you're not fighting. You're just the gym hero, and it's like, because the mental part ain't there. They might take a loss, or
they don't have, yeah.
So
it's hard. So nutrition and recovery tips. Anything you swear by?
I can't swear by nothing because I'm not good at following. I ate once a day.
You ate once?
Yeah.
Me too. I have breakfast. And now it's lunchtime. I'm gonna have my lunch. Then I have maybe a smoothie, then dinner.
See, that's a lot for me. That's a lot of
A
eating.
lot?
Yeah, that's a lot of eating.
I have to eat a lot.
So I'll eat breakfast. I won't eat breakfast.
How many times do you eat a day?
Maybe once.
One time a day.
Yeah. And then, so I'll eat dinner, but then sometimes I'll end up eating late at night. So I'll eat, sometimes my first time I'm eating is like 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I'll probably eat dinner with the kids maybe. And then at night I snack. But during the day, I only ate just now because I was coming here.
I have to have breakfast, and then I have lunch, then I have like a smoothie or something in the evening, the kind of evening snack, smoothie. Whey protein like after every session. If you do 2 sessions, 2 whey protein, and dinner.
Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do. That's why I say I can't. I know what I'm supposed to do.
How's your weight? 250?
I keep, because when I lift, I bulk up. So I don't know where it comes because I snack. So the junk food literally turns into muscle because that's the only thing. I don't eat food. Like I'll have like Snickers at night or Chex Mix, but I eat dinner with the family. And that sometimes I forget that I didn't eat or something. I was like, oh shit.
Bro, I just eat very correct like every time, like lunch, dinners, every day, you know, like I don't know how. If you don't eat properly, like, I can fast like 3 days fast, just water, stuff like that. But when I'm training, I need to eat. If I don't eat, I can't recover and perform from training.
And that's
Like,
my
nutrition is
problem.
very big for me.
And that's my problem because even the last time Coach Danny was like I think the definition of crazy is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Yeah.
That's literally what I do. I go to practice. I started trying to do the protein shakes before practice, but somebody was like, no, protein's for after practice.
You need to
So
recover.
like, I was like, well, because like you said, I would go like that, and in the middle of the camp, I'm coming in to spar, and long wise, I feel great. Energy wise, I'm just like, like you probably
The glycogen is very important to make your muscle move and sustain you during the training. So if you don't feed yourself with the right source of nutrients on the right time, like before practice, you cannot eat fat and protein before practice, because fat and protein is slow release, like take a long time to your stomach digest. So before practice, you need to have like just carbohydrate, like, and fast digest, like you can put a drink in some, like there is a drink that you put
The
in some Vitargo, right?
Yep.
And the drink, you go have some energy. But if you're gonna eat something, I like to eat or banana that have fructose, you know, and
Potassium,
banana or whatever, like carbohydrate from fructose, and maybe a oat. So this is fast digestion, and after you can have your lunch, and then you have like protein, like chicken, beef, whatever. Like if I eat something different, I fucked up on the training. I feel slowly and sleepy. Like affect me really bad. Like I need to get my nutrition very on point. If not, like mess up all my training.
That's a problem for me. That's one of my biggest problems, because I'll come to practice, and especially for sparring. Sparring is when I really feel it. Like how you was moving the other day. That like after
that was carbohydrate, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh, woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, I was like, I want to move with you, but I was like, my body ain't feel like I just don't have the energy.
Carbohydrate. You eat the right thing.
I'm trying to work on it. So there's nothing. Only thing I can swear by, and it's not nutrition wise, is just show up to practice. Show up to practice. Find a good training partner, and just show up to learn. Like even like the other day, you was moving, kicking. I'm like, okay. I just said, okay, because how you were moving, I said, let me just switch up what I'm trying to do and see if this works with what you're doing. But if I wanted, I'm not saying thing, but if I wanted to like just win the round, I could probably try to charge you and like try to double leg you and do something crazy to win the round. But it's like, okay, what would that get you? Would it even work? Because remember you was working on the stuff. Would it work? Maybe not. But if I'm in that mindset, then it's like, you're just trying to win and you're doing stuff that's not
every
even
time
gonna
you go
work.
to train, I have to do the same mindset. I have to go there to learn and improve yourself. No, I don't need to win a fight in the gym.
Thank
I
you.
need to get ready, prepare to win a fight on the fucking fight day.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, and that's the biggest thing. A lot of guys, I feel it when they do it. I just be like, here we go. You know it's gonna be that kind of round because like, dude, you feel me going like this. I'm working the technique, and all of a sudden you get away a little bit, and now you're like, you're trying.
I don't know if people understand. Like, I don't need to win a round, but if I want, I can fucking fly you in the face and spin back kick, like knock you out, fucked up you. Like, I'm not gonna do this in the gym.
And now you out for 2 weeks.
Yeah, like,
and it's
I
like,
don't
for
need
what?
to win a round. I need to learn, improve my skills on the way. So where I need to improve to catch up all of the levels of a skill. Like, I don't need to beat nobody in the gym, but I need to put myself on the situation. But some guys wanna just smash and beat and win the round. Like, that doesn't mean I be there to learn. You can push me. We can do a hard session or hard round, but I need to learn how to deal with that kind of pressure, on that kind of training. I don't need to win. I need to deal with that.
Yeah.
But people, the ego sometimes, is so big, and they wanna win the fucking bro. Sometimes they don't understand. Like, just take a fucking punch in the fucking face, you get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we don't need to do that. You need to learn and deal with that situation.
Yeah.
That you train off. Like, is a wrestling. We train fucking wrestling today. Let's deal with wrestling. I'm not gonna fucking kick you. If you shoot, I'm not gonna knee you in the face. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna defend another style.
Yeah.
But on the fight time, I'm gonna do everything that I can to finish the fight as early as possible.
Yeah.
With spend less energy. So I'm gonna use like things to hurt. You know.
And even if the thing, like, let's say you don't work let's say you was going up against a wrestler and you're like, I'm trying to work my knees, my knees off of the shot. If you let me know, like, hey, work your shots, I'm working this timing, I know to shoot and probably maybe put my hand here so you can still get the feel of it and the timing.
Yeah.
So I can, as a partner,
You have to be smart about your train.
Yeah. So that's the biggest thing, is like going there to learn,
much
lose
smart.
and learn, and go from there.
There's not much smart people to train.
You got to meet.
I think one of the big things that you have to find is a good, smart train partner that you can train hard, that you can push yourself, but reduce the risk to get hurt.
Yeah, because half of the time you get hurt. Even for my neck, the second time I had an injury was because of a teammate basically trying to show off to the coaches and ran me headfirst into the wall, and was a rod. And I'm working, but I'm not like trying to like, and I'm the bigger person. I'm not trying to, but I'm still not trying to go crazy because I'm not thinking, I wasn't even paying attention that we're coming up on the wall, and they literally ran me into the wall, and that's what started my neck, because I had the surgery for this hand going numb, and I was good. And after that time, then this side started going. Yeah. But because of the other thing, at practice, did it happen in a fight? No. It happened literally at practice.
Most of their bad injury happen in the training room.
Yeah. Because you got bad partners trying to, especially, I used to do, what I started doing, especially after the UFC, I go train in the back. Because the coaches are in the front, I go train in the back because now coach can't see you. So if you want to train with me, guess what? If you want coach to see you lift me up and slam me, because a lot of them like to lift me up and slam me. Hey, I'm far away, so you can't see shit. So you get zero credit.
Yeah.
So now only thing for you to do is tell him, man, today coach, I lift up Karl, I slammed him, and I hit him like this. Because now if I go close, and then as soon as they slam you, they look up at the coach, and it's like,
that's such a big ego thing. Like, I saw many guys that when they train, on the sparring, if you're watching them, you can see that they doing the training not for themselves, for the public that's watching. Because you can see when you watch somebody, if they are sparring, doing something, and they look at you and look the other guys, he looking for some people that they see that what you're doing. Like, bro, when I'm sparring, I don't give a fuck who is looking for me. If I'm getting punched or if I reach the guy good, then look, I reach him. No, I'm present on that moment. I don't care who is there watching. I want to improve and get the most of it for myself.
Yeah.
But I can see many guys when they do something, they look to see if somebody see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah. And I'll say only exception is if you're getting ready for a fight and your coach is there, then I understand because he's giving you instruction in the training session. Even I think we worked earlier this year and Coach Eric was telling you about the jab, but then he was also telling me to do something to get you to react. So now for that, I'm gonna look, okay, see, now you're looking to see what he's instructing you in the middle of the session. That's something different.
That's okay.
So
but
just for people to clarify, for the regular session, you ain't got a damn thing going and we literally just sparring.
And you're looking for somebody to see what you're doing. Like, what the fuck, bro? You wanna show
they're walking you down and you can see their eyes going like this. Yeah. Like one time, because of how the training room is, if you're looking for like who's around you as far as like bodies that sparring, that's one thing.
No, you can see, bro.
You can see the difference where it's like, all right, coach right there. All right, blah, blah, blah. And then they go hard, blah, 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 and you're like, what the hell? Like, we were just over here. You didn't do none of this. I saw that look, and then I was like...
It's so bullshit. So let's go to fight style career highlights. So how would you describe your fight style for a new fan?
Fight style, you say grappling, but for me, I always try to say I adapt. If I can't wrestle, like not the last fight before in the UFC, my last fight in the UFC, I couldn't wrestle. I had an injury going into the fight, so I just struck with him. And I was doing good until he started throwing leg kicks. He outpointed me with leg kicks. So like the hand up striking, I adapted and I was like, I was already injured, so if I do something, it's gonna make it worse, and then I really might have to like tap out. Yeah. So I adapted and struck the Chase Sherman fight, same thing. I outstruck him and he was a boxer. But healthy me, I'm gonna strike with you for a little bit, but you start throwing those, like I said, those big looping haymaker, eyes closed. I'm like, let's just go down to the ground. It don't make no sense because you're not trying to be technical. You're just trying to hopefully I walk into something. Or hopefully you just throw something hard enough where it just clips me. And luckily it hasn't worked for anybody yet. But other than that, I'm like, I'll just take you to the ground. So
how was your proudest performance in the cage?
Proudest performance?
Which one was?
I don't think I've had any one yet because I haven't had.
Do you want to have your proudest yet?
Yeah, I still need something where it's like everything, every fight that I have, win or lose, is always like something that I know I could have did a little better here. I could did the tougher fight. Okay. I should have probably did a little more control. Yeah, I won and it's a good name to have under your belt, I guess. But I could have did a little more control, a little more damage. But I was working on that aspect of my game. I think I'm a little better with it now. The Chase Sherman fight, I could have, I was throwing the hook, but followed up with a 2. Use the 1-2 or use a hook 2, 3-2, like throwing more combos. So it's always something. So as far as proudest, I haven't had any like one where I'm like, and like I said, it's always done to the next ones. I'm not like, yeah, this was yeah. What about you? Because you've had some good fights now, so you a little bit different.
I believe my last fight against Ankalaev, I was doing really good in the first round. I was proud of the first round. Like, I beat him, I won the first round, and he knocked me out in the second. So the first round I was really good. I should fucking keep myself. Like, I just did a little mistake. Like, I kick and land with my foot in the wrong place, and then he caught me, So I fought the guy that was champion today in a very nightmare for the division, So I'm proud of that. I at least beat him on the first round. And I know I still learn and improving, and next time when I face him, I'm gonna do better than that. But I have a few knockouts, I knocked a guy out in 15 seconds, but I maybe can break that record one day.
There you go.
I did against Misha Sirkunov, I did a flying knee as well, was very good. I wasn't on the jaw and he clipped out, but was a good shot, and then I just follow up, as well. That was a good fight too. The elbow on Kalion Hall 3 was good too. So I have a few moments that I'm proud because I beat strong guys,
Yeah.
but I still believe that the best is still to come, you know?
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for me, and that's why I think for you it's different because you've been fighting the top in the world, and like you said, your thing you fought the current champ, and it was a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's I've fought guys who've experienced, but it's like you still haven't got that like. I was hoping, but you know we had a new home now, but
It's
you
good.
know fight.
It's like to slowly build a little bit, block by block.
Yeah, so once you get like, probably once I get like to where I'm at opponent wise, like you are in your career, then I could probably be like, okay. And hopefully by then I'm putting all the pieces together. Like you said, elbows. I was throwing elbows for the first time, like really throwing elbows my last fight. They hurt.
Hurt what? Your elbow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Bro, one time I knocked Ryan Span, right? Like I did a few elbows here, bah, bah, and then I knocked him out and then finished with a fist. I did 3, 4, 6, I don't remember how many elbows I did. My elbow hurt for 2 years.
See?
2 years. Now I don't feel anymore, but 2 years, bro. I couldn't elbow nobody else again. It hurts.
Yeah.
I know what to say.
Dude, I started elbowing him. I had him like maybe 4 or 5 elbows. Boom, boom. And I try to get harder because I'm like, man, this gonna knock him out. And I'm like, boom, boom. And he didn't drop. I was like, oh, these hurt. I gotta change up. I literally in the fight, I'm like, oh, these hurt. I was like, okay. And I try to find like the soft spot, like, cause I was hitting like on the ear.
The bone, yeah.
Yeah, but like I think it was more like here. So you're getting the bone from like this part.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I gotta get more of like the neck,
Little bit
ear
meat.
area. Yeah, some more meat. Cause I was like,
bone hurt.
and it was hitting me like right here on that funny spot right there.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to get here. I was like, man.
Yeah, bro.
So yeah, that's who.
What lessons did you learn from the loss that changed you?
Every loss I just learned, like, you still have more to work on. Cause I only been doing MMA for like maybe 5 or 6 years. So I'm still new. I only been pro for, I think this is going on 4 years, maybe 3 to 4 years as a pro. So I'm still
You're learning, yeah?
learning. So, but every loss, like even the last loss I just had, I'm thinking, okay, like, and then like the rules say damage control is no more a factor in a decision. So where do you give him the sorry, where do you give him the round? Because when I was pursuing, I'll walk him down, and then I get tired of just chasing you, because I know you just want to run and then shoot. So I was like, okay, cool. Then you shoot, we go up against the cage, you can't get the takedown really, and now I'm just beating you up on the cage, and it's like, where do you think that this person, if control is not a factor, where does this person win? Because you've been getting.
It's really hard to let the referee to decide for you sometimes, because some referee sucks, bro. You know.
Because even me, like even the one time I stopped striking, that's when they finally took us off the cage. Because I was striking, I was like, well, if you want to be here, you're gonna be here. And I would just make it miserable for you, and you're gonna pay for it. And then one time he tucked his head real good, so I couldn't get no elbows. I couldn't get nothing like damaging. Like I could hit the body, but you know that's gonna be a waste of like just love taps. So I just looked at the ref, and then that's when he broke us up. Cause I just stopped. I was like I kind of like, I'm done doing what I need to do here. It's like I can't, you know.
Yeah.
So then he finally broke us up. So yeah.
So talk about UFC and PFL experience. You won the contender series. Went on a win, 3 wins in a row, lost by decision, and the UFC cut you. What happened?
I still trying to figure out what happened. They said they didn't like that I won by decision, but there's so many factors that go into, like we just talked about earlier, what goes into the decision. And on top of that, for me, only thing I say to the UFC or anybody that make these kind of decisions, you cut me off of winning by decision. I've seen people who are losing by decisions that are still in the organization, especially at heavyweight. I'm seeing people who are getting knocked out and losing on losing streak that are still in the heavyweight division. So you have somebody like myself, if you have a conversation with me, you look at me and you have a conversation, you're like, okay, what's going on? I just moved my entire family to Vegas to work on the stuff that the little holes in my game, because I have not been doing this long enough. And on top of that, you're giving me some of the top people in the weight class. Look at my last opponent in the UFC. He's ranked in the top 15 right now after a decision win over me. So how is he, if he can win by decision and get ranked in the top 15 and lost, nothing against him, because this is a business, so I can't hate on him. I wish him nothing but the best. But if he can win, if he can come off a loss and get ranked, but I come off a decision loss and get cut,
Yeah.
and he's going off a decision win, and he's ranked, and also has the loss, but I have more wins.
I'm gonna shot some quick question.
All right.
You just replied without think much.
All right.
So favorite meal after weight training? I know you don't need
Spaghetti.
to do, but your favorite meal, like if you're not,
Olive Garden.
huh?
I used to cut 20, 30 pounds or 20 plus pounds to get to 205.
Yeah, I cut 30 pounds.
So yeah, my one cut in the night, I weighed 230, and I cut to 205.
Fuck.
It was a long night.
So pasta.
Pasta, yeah, we'll go Olive Garden, or go, if we don't have an Olive Garden, we'll go like somewhere and get some pasta.
Olive what?
Olive Garden. It's Italian.
It's an Italian restaurant.
Yeah, franchise.
Yeah,
Cheap,
pasta,
but
pasta is good.
good, yeah.
Okay, walkout song?
I don't pick the walkout song.
No.
I have like family members, or I pick it for certain people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually I do is depend what I fight. I'm trying to get the crown to my side. If I discount, what's the best music there? No. So.
Oh, see.
But it have to be something fun to make me move, you know.
See,
Make me feel good as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I do, because if like my family's watching or they're there, I want to pick something for them to feel good.
Yeah.
So that's a similar thing, but for different. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Death row meal.
I like to eat crab legs.
Crab legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, crab legs is good.
A good crab boil though, not like the seasoning.
One
good
time
seasoning.
I eat a octopus in Malta, bro. The octopus was the best octopus I ever eat in my life.
Oh.
It was so tender and so good. Like, I don't know how they did that shit.
Where was it?
In Malta.
Malta. Okay.
Fucking octopus. Like, it's so, you bite and you feel like juicy and soft, and wasn't like a rabbit, you know? Like,
Yeah.
that was
The little ones. Was it a big one?
big.
That's why. So it was like scallops, like the texture of scallops.
I don't know, it was soft and tasty and nice and tender.
See, because I keep getting octopus over here, but they're always the small ones, and then it's rubbery.
Yeah. All right. If you call your wife from jail, right? What she would think that you're being arrested for?
Now DUI. DUI. She was like, "You been drinking?" I was like, "Shit, he got me, baby." Yeah, DUI.
All right.
Because I don't do nothing else. That'll be the only thing. I actually had a dream about it the other day.
Really?
I was crying in the car. I woke up crying. I was so scared.
Drinking? What do you like to drink?
Whiskey or bourbon.
Really?
But I had a dream the other night. I was driving, pulling out my neighborhood now, and I got pulled over, and something was going on in my eye. I couldn't see.
In your dream?
Yeah, in my dream. So then something was going on in my eye, and I'm like this, and the cop saw me, and he's trying to like ask me questions, but I couldn't see.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like drunk, but I did have a drink. Like before I got in the car, I like had a, like not drunk, but I had a drink. And then he pulled me out. He didn't breathalyze me, nothing. When he threw me in the car for DUI. And I was like, it's my eye. I'm not drunk, it's my eye. And I started crying in the car.
All right.
I was laughing. I woke up, I started laughing. I told my wife, she laughed at me.
What will be your chosen topic if you were on Mastermind? Do you know what Mastermind is? Mastermind is a TV show that they put you in the chair and people interview you and talk about that subject. You have to be specialized on that subject.
Ooh.
Like you sit down and talk, they gonna ask everything about the subject. For me, I would say Dragon Ball Z. You know what I mean? Like I know everything about Dragon Ball Z. My wife would be Harry Potter. You know, she know everything about Harry Potter, all the spells and every fucking thing.
See, I'm a
What
jack.
is specializing in what?
That's the sad part. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. So like, I can talk about Harry Potter. I read the books, and I gotta start reading the Beast books, the ones that before Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But like I couldn't tell you all the spells.
I know, but what is your
Me, I'm none. Like
mastermind? What do you specialize? What you know about everything? Can be the Bible, can be whatever. Like,
see, I don't know
What's your main root of everything? Like, I'm master on this.
nothing.
Fortnite.
No, I still don't know Fortnite.
You
But
suck.
like I said, I like to know a
You
lot.
suck on Fortnite.
Yeah, man. I was playing the other night. I got like 2 kills, but it was moving so fast. But that's one thing for me. Like I indulge in so much, but I'm not like a master. Like I can talk to you like building a computer, talking about software stuff. I can, but to like really go in there and be like, okay, blah, 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 like I can't do
You
that.
don't have mastermind of nothing.
No,
You master nothing.
no. Even like cars, like I can talk to you about
A little bit of everything.
a little bit of everything. Cause like cars, I can help you build a whole car, and I know
Pick a topic. What do you think you know mostly?
most cars
Cars?
are building.
Maybe cook?
Cooking, no, cooking everything is cultural, and the world is too big for cooking.
So you know about cars then?
Yeah, cars, that's old cars.
Oh,
But even, yeah, to be a
they have to be.
because even like Dragon Ball Z, like I watch most of the Dragon Ball Z's,
Watch
and then I
all.
got, when they start going to the GT series, I was
They
like,
have
I
Super
can't.
now. They
Yeah,
just finished the Super season. Man.
I lost
That
it
was
lost me.
crazy.
So like I can talk to you about like Dragon Ball Z, a little bit, Buu Saga, Cell Saga. I can talk to you about it, but if they start going like on GT4 when Goku turned Super Saiyan 4 and he did this, I'd be like, when they was having the tournament of the gods, I'd be like, I know about it, but I can't really be like, okay, Vegeta did this. I've because I like.
Diversify.
Yeah, I like people. So I talk to people about I try to meet people what they like. So then it's like, so you can say master of like try to figure out people, because like I could talk to your wife about Harry Potter, like, and we could go through like spells or different stuff. And then once they start getting real specific, I'll be like, I ain't know about that. But then she'll tell me, and I'm like, okay, now I can add that to what I know. Or like even with the Dragon Ball Z, so stuff like that. Even like barbecuing, like I do barbecue, like everybody like the barbecue, but there's still so much, like the woods. You know how much wood information there is?
Wood
Yeah.
with like big barbecue with wood.
Yeah. Like
Every wood have different flavor on the meat.
everything. You got hickory, you got maple, you got apple, you got then you go into the wood charcoals, like different type of wood charcoals.
You kind of smoke. The smoke stuck a little bit on the meat and make different flavor. Smoke flavor. Right?
Yep. But you have to know which wood, like, okay, which wood goes with what kind of meat. And like one wood could go for like 2 different kinds of meat. But if like, let's say it's a certain wood, it goes good with like a beef or chicken, and then you try to cook salmon with it, and then the salmon gonna taste bad. And it's literally just because of wood.
Because I would fucking gas.
Yeah. See, y'all just
It's different.
see?
Okay, dream celebrity to corn man, to put in your corner.
The corner.
If you're gonna fight one day, tell like, I'm gonna put Sylvester Stallone or maybe Bruce Lee. Like, which one would be to be in your corner one day, if you could invite them?
I don't really think. I don't really like.
To be confident, to be fun, or
I do.
don't need to be.
I do a comedian. I do just for the backstage. I do like a Bill Burr or like a Dave Chappelle or something.
Yeah.
Or I do Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
Yeah. Okay, he gonna just be talking shit, and I just be sitting there like warming up. I'll be thinking. So I do like a comedian, but I like celebrities, cause they gonna just be like, yeah, I'm ahead.
Yeah.
You been around them.
Yeah, no.
Who would you pick?
Celebrity to be in my corner. Maybe Jim Carrey.
See, y'all can see Jim for the week, for fight week.
Yeah.
That would be good. Like they did like Zuckerberg. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You ain't got nothing to talk with Zuckerberg about other than him being in your corner. Like, he's just there like, I'm rich. That's it. Like, he's like Jim Carrey, he's gonna be like talking jokes. He's down to earth and stuff like that.
Maybe, what's his name? He make Matrix. John.
Oh, yeah. He's,
what's his name? Keanu Reeves.
yeah.
Keanu Reeves would be good.
Yeah. He seemed like he'll be like
I
chill.
want, I want him to be John Wick.
Oh, you want John Wick?
Put the John Wick outfit and come.
See, I want him as like himself.
Yeah.
Cause he'd be like so chill, like in the corner. He'd probably be like, "Don't worry about it. It's just part of the world." Just
Maybe Bob Marley.
Bob Marley, yeah. Nah.
Choo-choo.
Yeah, he gonna be trying to get the ring girls pregnant. I'll be like, Marley, focus, boy, focus. Irie.
Yeah. All right. Fighter, you'd trade life for one day. Okay, let's trade this life with you.
Nah, I stay myself.
Just stay yourself. Right?
Yeah, I see. Yeah. Would you trade?
No.
Oh,
I like John Hawk.
Yeah, I'm good with Carl. Yeah, trading. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I don't think this is a good idea.
Because like, aside from the skills, like if you want to trade skills, that's one thing. But trading lives for a day, nah. Because so many people, it looks good to the fans and stuff, but they got so many demons and so much stuff they're going through. You be like, dude, you just fought, and then they're like drunk as shit next week, and you're like, dude, you were just on top of it. They're like, you know, so much different stuff. It's like,
No, not trend, right? So a movie you've seen 10 times.
10? Shit, that's a lot.
My wife, bro, she watched fucking Harry Potter. I don't even can count how many times.
See? Gladiator.
She even know when they gonna speak. Like she speak with them. Like
she
fucking,
do like
what the fuck, bro? It's too much. I can watch a movie more than 2 or 3 times because I like to see new things, you know. And I don't get excited to watch the same thing again and over. Like
So you
I don't know how
watch Dragon Ball Z?
I love Dragon Ball. I didn't watch like the full everything again. Maybe I watch again when my son like, and maybe I can show him. I can rewatch with him, but I didn't watch many times Dragon Ball. Just one time. I know I have good memory. I know everything that happened. Why
No, you gotta watch it again.
Why?
You watch it again.
I don't like to do this. Well, what about you? Do you watch something many times?
Every night I go, for the last couple of years, I'll go to sleep to Sanford and Son, the TV show.
What's it? Seven what?
Sanford and Son.
I don't know what it's that.
It's an old
TV series.
TV series.
And you watch that
I watch
many times?
Yeah, I'll rewatch. I can name. I just like during the day. I just start going through like lines from the TV show. But as far as movies,
so that's my wife watches Schitt's Creek. Have you seen Schitt's Creek?
I think I know it.
David. There's a family that was very, very rich, and then they lose everything, and they remember that they bought one seat somewhere, and they moved to the seat and start living in the hotel. Like it's a bit fun, but we watch a few times together. I watch as well, but not many times. But one, I don't know if you guys have this here. Derek.
I think I've seen it, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, that was good too. But I never watched something 10 times. Man. Did you watch this? And if you know what's gonna happen again, like why you watch many times? It's just fun
to be peaceful, yeah.
Be comfortable.
Like I use it to be because I want to go to sleep, but I don't want to watch something new. So I watch it, and it's funny. And no matter how many times I watch it, because they had 6 seasons, 24 episodes.
Friends as well. We sometimes watch Friends a few times, yeah. But
so it'll be like watching Friends. Like if you're going to, you try, because if you watch a new movie, you're like,
you need to pay attention.
Yeah, but something. If it's something old and funny, I can still laugh and then go to sleep. But before the fights, I used to watch Gladiator. Or there's a few movies. I rewatch a movie. Like I watch Gladiator a bunch.
Yeah. All right. What's the hardest hit you ever taken from who?
That damn Jonathan.
Jonathan.
You know, yeah, Jonathan. As far as a fight, Jonathan. Because he kept catching me to the top. And then I was like, damn. Like, it wasn't like here. It was like literally I try to move and he'll just clip me up here. And I was like, woo. So that's
hard.
Yeah, that one kept buzzing me.
Who's that?
Jonathan Denise. He kept catching me right at the top. So I wouldn't. That one was buzzing me. As far as hurt, anybody that leg kicked me more than 5 times, I'm like, yeah.
And then how did you sign with the PFL?
So after my last fight with the UFC, I ended up switching managements, helping a few guys train and stuff, and then we was trying to go to because I could have tried to got back in the UFC, but there was like, go to the local scene, get a few knockouts, a few finishes, and then we'll see. I'm 35 years old. I don't have time for we'll see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have a family. I just moved them to Vegas. Local fights, you're making maybe $400. Ex-UFC, you might be making like $2,000 maybe, but you never know the promotion. So you could go from 500 to $2,000, and that's, so I'm like, I don't have time for we'll see. Then I get back in the UFC. Are you gonna do the same thing? Now you're giving me the top guys or the hard guys to fight, and I end up winning by decision. Now you're still upset, and I get cut again, and now I'm back on that roller coaster again. And then you know how the UFC work. I was 30. I forgot how old I was, but now I'm 35. I only had 4 fights, and I took up damn near most of my 30s, like mid 30s. So for me, it was like, do you want to go that route? And then I'm like, I obviously for you guys to release me, and I'm 3-1. And guys have losing records and are on like big losing streaks, and you guys keep them, but you release me. That already shows me that I'm not one of the guys that you see that you want to promote.
Yeah.
For future business. No matter if I'm a family man, no matter what I'm doing, no matter, you can ask, and that's the thing. If they go and ask from the janitor to anybody at the PI, hey, what do you think about Karl? Is that a guy that we should keep? Is he somebody that we can keep? I bet they'll probably get the same answer. But me being a good person and still winning wasn't good enough. So why would it be good enough coming back? So that was my thing. So I was like, you know what? I'll just go to the PFL. They from seeing with them and how the athletes that they have, they're worrying about the sport and then building you according to what you do. So that's why I was like, even afterwards, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I almost started to, and that's how God works. Cause I almost started to, I was like, I need to start doing something. So I started trying to book fights to get anywhere. But I really wanted to try to go to a PFL. I was like, yeah, a fight is a fight. I don't need to be on like the big guy. They're both on ESPN, so it doesn't really matter. But I was like, let me think. But right when I started to look for a fight, they called me and was like, hey, we're gonna put you in as an alternate for the tournament this year.
That's good.
Yeah. And then the week of the tournament, they called me and was like, hey, you're fighting this week. I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah. So talking about the tournament, what's your thoughts on PFL season format versus UFC year-round structure?
You said how the tournament and then the structure?
Yeah, because the PFL format is like
the format. Okay.
The format, yeah.
I like the format a little bit better because you just fight whoever. I come from wrestling, so that's how wrestling works. It's like however they match a bracket up, and then you go in and you just fight. And you kind of see who you're gonna fight, but I know, okay, I gotta fight this person first. I didn't know who I was gonna fight because I was alternate, but like let's say
the tournament is cool because you can see the keys, and who gonna get the next, and you kind of expect what's gonna happen.
Yeah. But for instance, you're ranked number 6. Some guy on Contender Series wins like 2 fights, and then they're like, oh, let him fight Johnny. And you're like, I've been here trying to go up. Now I'm fighting a contender guy, and you know what they're trying to do. Have somebody jump you in this pecking order ladder, and you never know what you're going.
It's like everybody hungry, trying to eat each other. But kind of, I believe that what's happening is they have to feed the new star hours. They always trying to bring a new star. And if you have a name, you can be on the plate. But I like to eat too. So whatever.
But you want to build a new star, but you haven't even finished building me. So how are you gonna build? You trying to build somebody else off of me to piggyback, kind of like what they're trying to do, Aspinall Jones, and I like Jones. That's why, like for me, I'm like I understand why Jones don't want to do it because like if he wins the fight, It's like you just beat a young up and coming guy, you're a vet. If he loses the fight, now Aspinall has all of the accolades that Jones,
the legend,
every accolade that Jones ever got now goes to him. And now he's like, I'm the thing, but it's like, you haven't even fought the level of competition I've fought, So that's the thing is like I said, even for me, like I had a 3-fight win streak. I lose my fight. Then they bump my person who beat me, who hasn't even fought the level of competition that they gave me. But I'm the jumping block for him to. Then it's like, well, he beat Karl. Karl beat this person. Karl beat this person, and he beat him. So now he can go and fight this person. And it's like, no. Put him to fight the same group of people, and then let's see how the records turn out. It's like you said, or like a pecking order, but there's no real structure to the pecking order other than popularity, marketing. It's a marketing thing over than an actual athletic competition thing, because they can give you anybody. Like right now, they could probably call you and be like, hey, you're going to fight the number 15 guy because he's from this country that supports the athletes real big. And you're like, I just fought Ankalaev. Why not give me number 4, 5, 2, 3, somebody? Shit, give me Poatan then. You know what I mean? Give me somebody up here. Cause then again too for you.
Do that work, bro. I don't complain. I know that this sucks, but whatever they put me, I have to face and beat. Because one thing that speaks louder is just you are satisfied to beat this guy. They can't bring you down too much, because if they put this guy you beat, there is nothing else that they can say.
No,
beat, and then what? It's like they did with Ankalaev. They give everybody to Ankalaev, but they never give the champ. But he beats everybody. So now there is no other fucking option. He needs to fight Pereira. What's happened? He fought Pereira and won.
Yeah, but now as an athlete, that's time, especially the way the UFC works. And when you're trying to get championship stuff, you like Merab. Merab probably took all these years that he could have been champion.
He took the long road.
He took the long road. So now I have a shorter time to be champion. Because now you're not getting me in my prime when I'm beating all these guys. You should let me, when I was coming up, if they had a better order, let me, and even I said it, I think one of my first interviews, I was like, I want to work my way up the ladder. Like, I don't want to do all this jumping around. Give me 14, give me 13, give me 12. Give me that order. When I go up, if I make it all the way to the top, I work my way back down. But that's how I think about this stuff. Because like I said, I came here to test myself, but like for most of the fighters, because guess what? Even look at was it Rosenstrike won his fight and they cut him off a win?
Rosenstrike.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you don't know what you're doing. Like you could win or lose like a close fight and then you release and you're like, wait, what? Like I was just ranked. He was ranked, and Rosenstrike never even fought Aspinall, I think. So why not keep him and then have him fight Aspinall? Aspinall's just sitting around chilling with the belt. Yeah. Jones doing whatever Jones doing, but right now for the heavyweight division, it's just held up because Jones doing what Jones doing. Aspinall as the interim is for a reason, to keep the division going. So why isn't he keeping the division going? And you get rid of a guy like Rosenstrike.
And that fight is not booked yet, right? Jones and Aspinall.
It's not booked. They keep hinting at it. But it's like in that time frame, why not give Rosenstrike a thing? But you release him. And who in the top 15 really is going to give him a challenge? Because he beat most of the like knockout guys. And then as far as the strikers, you just got rid of him. And then him and Blaze already fight, so you could do a rematch with Blaze. But other than that, you don't. And then the guys that you're jumping, because you're getting rid of veteran guys to bring in these young guys. A lot of these young guys aren't even, it's going to take them time to get up to beat him, to fight him.
So talk about fights and decisions. What do you think about your last fight? Thoughts on it? You lost by decision. A lot of people thought you should won. What did you learn from that?
Don't leave it up to referees. Just keep keep off the cage. And I said, from the rule set and even from what coach was saying and what everybody said and what the rules are, I won the fight. But it's like coach always says, aesthetics. How does it look? How does it look? So it's like crap. Like in my head, I'm like, shoot, okay, cool. You want to do this? I'm gonna just beat the brakes off of you right here. And I'm thinking damage wise instead of aesthetic. Like, how does it look? He's holding you against the cage. No matter how much he's like just holding, like hugging you for bare life, and you're like punching, doing whatever, he's still holding you.
Yeah.
Which isn't a criteria, but it's still how does how does a regular human look at it?
Yeah.
You know, control isn't a factor no more. I think they said the last 3 years that it's completely out of the stuff. So you can take me down and be on top and just literally sit there like this, and I stay on the bottom. If I'm
my brother lost his first fight in UFC like this, because he put the guy down. Every time he put down, and he was just controlling, and the referee was putting up, and he put down and controlling Hogan. They just lost.
See,
and his face was nothing, like no scratch, nothing. He didn't get his ass beat, nothing. But
yeah.
He was just putting down, control, but wasn't doing damage and nothing, and looking for submission or something. His first fight probably was nervous as well, no?
Yeah.
He was undefeated, like, he's so scared to lose and fucking lose. You should fucking be. When you're there, I believe you have to show every second that you want to win the fight, you know? I believe that it's never gonna happen if you try to win the fight every second.
No, because you're gonna be too wind up.
Yeah.
If you try to win you have to win the small battles to win the war. Yeah. Like you can't just try to go out there and win the war and because then you get the adrenaline dump. You get
every
caught.
round, bro. You have to show. At least I think on the secrets on the end of the round, you always try to take it down and try to finish it. Like you have to try to look for submission, try to some space to punch, but you need to show that you want to win, that you want to finish the fight. Yeah. That times doesn't matter for you. You want to fucking find a way to beat, to hurt, you know.
Yeah.
And then if you do that, I believe that's no referee gonna look like gonna give you points for the other guy, because you showing that you want to win, show that you want to fight.
The aesthetics.
Yeah.
So that's where I messed up on.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, shoot, come on, boop, boop, boop. Aesthetically, it's like you're not really trying to and do the stuff, which I could have, but I'm like, I'm gonna do all this to get you off of me, which I've did it in some occasions, for then you to just me chase you around the cage, and then you just and it's like
not much effective.
It's not. Yeah, it's not affected either. Like it looks like control time as me like walking you down, but then even look at Ian Gary's last fight. He was going backwards half the time and kicking leg kicks and stuff like that, and won the fight. So he's like, how does that look at the judge? You know what I'm saying? So me thinking or stuff how it's going is just like, shoot, come on. But I'm hoping, like in this moment, I'm hoping to knock you out. You know, just hit you one of those good elbows and then the lights just go bloop.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was hoping for. So
what's next for you now?
Next June 27th, the alternate again for the tournament. So God's willing, he throw me back in there because everybody said I wanted to fight. So God's willing, something move and shake, and he throw me back in the tournament where I'm supposed to be anyway, and then go win this $500,000.
Get red and smash this time, no? Don't let the upper hand.
No, not again. I won't do it again.
Let's talk about life outside the cage. You talk too much about fights. Let's see, what do you do for disconnect? You know, to stay grounded. Because it's important. Like I play video game with my brother in Russia because we don't talk about fight, we just fucking talk shit and forgot that you're a professional fighter sometimes, because if you stay on all the time, it's not healthy for your mental health.
No, you start stressing.
And what you do for disconnect and stay grounded?
Me, in South Carolina, I work on my house. Like I remodel, for like the Chase Sherman fight, I remodeled my bathroom while I was in camp. I just...
You in camp?
Yeah. So I ripped out my closet, redid custom closet. Then I did the bathroom, did a custom bathroom, you know, while I was getting ready for the fight. Then, cause coach ended up coming and stay with me because it was short notice. He ended up coming and stay with me. But so, like, so outside of it, I like to just do hands-on stuff. I've been gaming, PC gaming. I built a gaming PC.
Which game you play?
Madden, American football, then Fortnite, and
I play Fortnite too.
okay, you gotta join the crew then.
All right.
We just
Me and my brother always
Edmund.
play. We play Fortnite and Diablo.
Okay, Edmund, Sebastian.
He played too?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've been playing the last couple nights. Yeah. So we get on around. Everybody got kids, so we put the kids to bed first, and then we play.
Yeah.
Edmund, well, you too. So both of you guys got the babies, so they go to bed early and it's easier. I got the older ones, so they're a little bit harder. So game, and then I'm building a bedroom set for the kids because we're moving to a new house. So doing some carpentry.
All right.
So
And what's your hobby, passions, or ritual outside of MMA?
life, just figuring out life.
Passionate about life?
Yeah,
What,
just different
you like
little things.
nature? What you like? I don't know, like things you like to do.
Yeah,
I like to do things outside.
So I like
Beach,
outside.
shooting, go to the hiking, or go to the park. Sometimes I go to the park with my baby, my dog, and just run around, take some sun on the skin.
Yeah. So the stuff, everything, like we're going to California, we'll probably go to the beach. That's why I said like life, because I'll do anything. Like you said, we just went for a walk earlier today before, like this morning, dropped the kids, went for a walk, me and the wife and I, and then, like I said, I'm doing the carpentry. So when I leave here, I'm about to go try to finish building the beds. Like you gonna see it's a nice, heavy bed, like out of big lumber, do that. I used to work on cars, like street cars.
Like customizing.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So I used to do stuff like that, like paint cars and stuff. So yeah, so it's just literally what's available in that moment. Even like photography, I have my camera and stuff. I'm trying to go to do some photography. Like you say, when you go on the walks, take some nice, like beautiful pictures and stuff. So that, yeah. So it's just different things like the gaming. When it's late at night, do the gaming, but during the day, try to go outside, do something. I want to go shooting. You shoot?
Yeah.
So
I want to buy a gun, but my Tarado wants. I said no guns in this house.
Who? Mom or the missus?
My wife said.
Oh,
so
see.
I probably gonna buy a gun and live in other people house, But I like guns too,
Yeah. So yeah, I want to get some more. We have 2 as a family, but I want to, like, so that's why I get this tournament money and go
So
just
talk about tournament. Let's come back to talk about fight, because you're MMA fighters, right?
yeah.
Take on heavyweight division right now. Who you watch, like you like to watch, to see some good things about him and follow up to watch him. And who do you want to fight next? Do you have an opponent already for this?
No.
Yeah.
So I fight now because we're in the PFL. It's different.
Who is the
So
biggest threat as well?
biggest threat in the
Who you
tournament?
watch? Who is the next? Who is the biggest threat?
I watch everybody to see what everybody doing, especially because I get so much critique. I just watch to see, okay. Because everybody has a different flow of different styles. So I watch to see, okay, this is what this person doing, okay. And so not as a negative, but just to be like, all right. As far as like, cause I'm still learning MMA. So I never even watched MMA before I started. And I started training and then I started watching MMA. So I'm still new to certain things. So that's the biggest thing for me as far as like who I watch. I try to watch everybody because everybody's so much different. And sometimes it's like I said, because I get so critiqued from the other stuff, it's like, okay, let me see what else. Like, because like I said, I'm still new and I'm still growing. So it's like, what am I doing different or doing wrong that I need to fix? And then I look, I was like, okay, cool. Biggest threat, other than myself, is the tournament. I'm not sure. I always think like everybody's beatable. If you take out the knockouts, the random knockouts. Now, if you just piece me up and knock me out with a good combo, that's a knock. You know what I mean? I ain't talking about those. I'm talking about the just swinging.
Most of a few, not most, but a few heavyweights, they just fucking throw hands and close their eyes, right?
Yeah, so like aside from those, like I don't like. I think with the right camp, the right training partners, and we have the coaches, like I can compete with most. I think most of all the best. Only people I see that will give me like I know it'd be like what the fuck would be like Jones and maybe Aspinall.
Yeah, I've been watching Aspinall, all of his last fights. He beat the guy so quickly and easy, you know?
Yeah.
What's this?
Timing. He has, that's one thing he has is timing. Like I looked at the Rosenstrike fight, he threw the jab.
You said if you are on a fighter, what you would be? A
Truck driver.
Truck driver.
Yep, seeing the world.
All right. One thing people would be surprised to know about you.
I think most people know I'm just chill. I'll make a good margarita.
Margarita?
Yeah, I'm a good bartender. I get you drunk.
Can you make a pina colada?
Oh yeah.
Fuck,
You want some?
I love pina colada, bro.
Okay, I'm bringing some to practice.
Let's go. Hey, if you give me pina colada on the sparring day, I knock everybody out.
Yeah, I might bring some. Look, I brought the meat. I brought the barbecue. I bring my blender and a bag of ice.
All right. Superpower. Which one you would pick?
Flight. Being able to fly. I don't need strength. I don't need nothing. Well, I need strong eyes because of the wind, but other than that, get some goggles.
Fly is good, right? But I would say this is a little bit like weird, but I would like to have the power to make people kinder. You fucking idiot! Be kind. Okay, then be kind. Good, nice. Be kind now. Better than fly, bro.
You got that now, though.
Huh?
You got that now.
Some people doesn't work when I ask them to be kind because they're just fucking idiot.
You got, but yeah,
This power doesn't work in everybody. No, I would have more strong power because I would like to everybody be more kind, you know. But some people they just fucking stupid, bro. Life is so short, you know.
Man, that's the hardest thing. I look at people because I like people watching. So I just look at people and I just see that
I'm very empath. I can read people's energy, you know.
So it bothers me, and I'm like, what? I'm like, outside of this, are you happy? And what makes you smile?
Yeah.
So I just go around mess with people sometimes, like to make them smile.
Yeah, that's good. And I get happy with people happiness as well.
Yeah.
So talk about happiness. What's your message for the world, for the MMA fans, for people around the world? Like,
man,
what you could say to them? Should they listen to you? Should be a better human being? To be a better world or whatever? Just give a message for the world.
For everybody, just give everybody grace, have empathy, and life is too short. Once you, especially depend on your age and depend on what's going on in your life, you start losing people. You start realizing like that little thing or little bit of anger or bad thing that just happened really has no big bearing on life. Like even my wife, she got upset after the fight, and she was like, "You were so nice to the guy," and she was going thing. I said, "Cause this is just a competition, and you don't know what he's dealing with, you know." And he has to go back. He has to go back to Russia. Not saying anything bad about Russia, but he has to go back there. It's a different world over there. It's a war. You don't know if he might have lost two, 3 family members in the war. You don't know. So at least just be kind to people because you never know what they're going through, and just show love because why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Make the world a better place anyway.
Yeah. Because like give somebody, if you like you making somebody happy, I'm not saying go out your way to make them happy, but do what you do.
It don't cost you nothing.
Yeah.
Just do it.
So why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the only message, man. Find something happy for yourself. Go to an MMA gym. You'll be surprised how much love and hugs in there. As tough as you guys think we are, we the most huggingest, trying to support you with what you got going on type of people in the world. Like you go to an MMA gym, I tell people I get more hugs at practice than I get from my family. Because after practice, you go around hugging everybody. I get more hugs there than anywhere else. Yeah. So if you need a hug, sign up to an MMA gym and look at the people. Make sure it's some good people. And yeah, get your hug on.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy.
Thank
This
you,
is my
thank you.
friend Karl. And do you want to say your social media or something? If you want to follow him to support him, see his career, how he's doing.
Karl Williams UFC on Instagram. Karl J. Williams on Facebook. We have to change that, but for right now, Karl Williams UFC at Instagram. Yes,
All right.
sir.
Thank you, bro. I enjoyed it.
Thank you
today.
so
It
much.
was really nice. Take care, guys. See you on the next one. If the fucking camera don't keep fucking turning off.